full quote that I was reading a review, and you said that you possess a voice with a lower extension that must be heard to believed. Warm and dreamy, which I just love this. So I was wondering if you could share with us a little bit about what a contralto is, and how did you discover that your voice lived in that world?
Sure. So for the treble voice, there is soprano, mezzo-soprano, and contralto. If you're talking about for choruses, it's just soprano and alto. Contralto, I would say, is the rarest voice part. And I did a whole TikTok series on this, actually, about contraltos. But it really is a voice type, but also a character type in terms of casting. So you have to consider that, when you're auditioning and for arias and stuff. But contraltos are the lowest female voice. I have always sung very low. It's something that I didn't realize that I wasn't like the other girls until I was a little older. I went to Tangled when I was in high school, and I was practicing in one of the little practice sheds. And one of my tenor friends walked by, and he didn't know who was in there, and he stormed into the practice room and said, "I thought you were a tenor." And I think that was probably the first moment that I was like, oh, I guess I have a low voice, and I didn't really think about it. But, it's taken a decade or more of singing lyric mezzo, going through that. There's certainly a lot of mezzo roles that I still sing now. It just depends on the company, the size of the house, what they're looking for. But it's very fun. I love singing low, and Gilbert and Sullivan is a great outlet for all of that. It sits in a really fun part of my range.
Can I add something to that? So Emily actually can sing lower than I can. So and so it's kind of an amazing thing. Dude, I don't know if we should do that right now, but
No, okay, all right.
But it's been
Got excited there for
proven.
a second.
So she's really got a special voice, and it's pretty fun.
Publicly, so a lot of my friends who are opera singers who perform in the same operas around the country, I'm able to get secret videos and watch all that. I listen to every recording I can, any kind of book that's been written about it. I like to read. So for H.M.S. Pinafore and just every Gilbert and Sullivan, there's 3 textbooks that I like. There's the annotated GNS, there's A Most Ingenious Paradox, there's the lexicon. So there's lots of words that you may not know right off the bat. And she's selling soft Tommy and treacle and all of these things that you may not know immediately. You can go to the lexicon and look it up. So making sure you know all that information. And yeah, I like to start early. I like to start researching and getting it in my voice as early as possible, so I don't feel crammed and I feel prepared and ready to come to the table with ideas. And I feel when you know a role better and it's in your voice and it's in your body, and the artistic decisions you're making are from they're educated decisions rather than randomly, then you have more fun and you can play on stage. So that's something that I personally enjoy doing.
I feel like I have this image in my head of you sitting there watching different videos, and you have just like a chart, and it's just like, yes, no, yeah.
Yeah, so I yes. actually, yeah.
Like a bingo card.
Yeah, so I normally do a lot of Post-its. So I'll put Post-its in. So any ideas or things that I see or I'm practicing and I think, ooh, I really like that, I'll just put it in Post-its, because once I get it on its feet and I go to rehearsal and I meet the other singers that I'm working with, those things change, of course. But I like coming with a bunch of ideas. Mm-hmm. So Post-its are my friends.
Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah, I would say Ruth is a little like a little more ragtag. And yeah, like she's been on the ship for a long time. So even though Buttercup is a bumboat woman and she's, but she sells her wares, I don't think she's generally regarded as just like scrappy as Ruth. Ruth is definitely more of a fully developed character versus Buttercup, in my opinion. So it's a challenge for me to give her more of a character arc and to add variety to it. But I would say in terms of the role itself, the range, very similar. Buttercup is a little bit of a smaller role, so it's actually been really fun to do it and then watch all of my colleagues on stage in the Act 1 and Act 2 finale and doing a lot more versus, you know, the trio I had in Pirates was wonderful, but in this it's the Bell Trio, which is my favorite part of the opera, and I'm not in it. and I love watching it, and you'll see it. It's just a hoot and holler, and I'm usually backstage filming with my phone because it's so fun every time. And I've seen it. This is our sixth production, sixth performance doing this, and I'm still cackling backstage every time. Ruth and Buttercup both have secrets.
Yes.
They're both kind of not great about keeping information straight.
So, you know, of course, keeping in mind if you're not under NDA for anything right now, have you ever had a time when you've had to keep a secret? And how are you good at it? And how were you able to keep that secret? And how has that informed Buttercup?
Yes, I'm very stealthy. I would say Buttercup has been very good at keeping the secret. She's kept it for a long time. Mm-hmm. So she's probably better at keeping secrets than I am, honestly.
I add, though, having known Emily for 12 years, I will say she is a lockbox. If you want to tell someone something and trust that it will get out to no one, she is the person. And I've confided in her many times. So
tell me your secrets.
If someone were to come to you and say, I'm writing a new opera, I'm going to write a part especially for you, and then you got to pick what that part would be, what would it be? Who would it be?
So I would say in general, I love playing villains more, especially if they are upper class, older women. I don't know why I really relate to that so much. But yeah, villains are definitely way more fun to play. And I think just super low, things that show off my low range. Mm-hmm. Something with dialogue would be wonderful. Yeah, things that have a lot of ensembles I would love as well. Standing and singing an aria is fine. It's great. I'll certainly enjoy myself in a half an hour that you'll see. But yeah. I love more ensemble work for sure. So.